Welcome to Animal Atlas. Come with us around the globe and explore the animal world and its jungle animals and desert creatures. We'll meet wildlife on the savannah and see our underwater friends. And animals from the Arctic Circle. Anywhere, everywhere animals live. It's always an adventure. Today on Animal Atlas, we're experiencing a day in the life on the water's edge. No, not at the ocean, where the harbor seal frolics in the waves and the great northern elephant seals battle in the frothy surf. And not at the pond, where turtles bask in the midday sun. And not at the freshwater lake, Lake Michigan to be precise, where gulls wheel overhead and where the water is so expansive that calling it an inland sea seems about right. No, we're headed upriver and downriver to visit wildlife who live where the great rivers wend their way through the landscape of Africa, South America, North America, and Asia. What's a river, you might ask? Good question. A river is simply a natural waterway that transmits water from higher elevations to lower elevations. A pond may be stagnant, but a river is always in motion and flowing. Waterfalls often included. What wildlife flock to rivers? Waterfowl, of course. In fact, the 150 or so species of wildfowl, including ducks, swans, and geese, are quite at home on most bodies of water, including ponds and lakes, in addition to rivers. These generally heavy-bodied birds have webbed feet for swimming and waddling on shore, and long, flexible necks for dabbling in the water. Plant growth on the banks provide a safe and sheltered nesting environment. Though some geese, like Lucy here, seem to prefer a pool and a hose to life at the river. But she's an exception. Water birds, like the long-legged heron, who stalk along the riverbanks hunting for food, like fish and frogs, and insects, particularly many species of beetles, hugely appreciate life at the river's edge. As you might expect, each great river has its own unique population of animals. Take South America, the home of the mighty Amazon, which stretches through 6 countries as its tributaries travel across the continent. The Amazonian rainforest, named for the great river that gives it life, is home to some 3,000 birds. In fact, a good 1/5 of all species of birds live in this river world. From the exotic to the charismatic, to those that are more colorful than the best rainbow. There are also well over 2.5 million insects in this fertile rainforest. And let's not forget some of the biggest spiders in the world. Yes, tarantulas live here too. So do poison dart frogs. But who specifically lives where the water meets the land in Amazonian South America? Meet the spectacled caiman, an aggressive member of the crocodile family, who lives near slow-moving rivers, river backwaters, lakes, ponds, and swamps, from southern Mexico to tropical South America. Caimans grow so rapidly that they mature in about 5 years, half the time required for other, larger crocodilians. Why are they called spectacled? This descriptive term comes from the distinctive bony ridge that surrounds the animal's eyes and extends across the top of its muzzle. Coincidentally, the spectacled bear is also a native of South America, and is likewise so named because of the creamy-colored fur rings around its eyes. Both spectacled, but no relation. If you're thinking that rivers are a favorite haunt of big crocodilians, you would be right. The biggest crocodilian in the world, the Nile crocodile, makes its home near the Nile River. At over 4,000 miles long, the Nile is the longest river in the world. Big river, big crocodilian. At 18 feet in length and close to 1,600 pounds, this crocodile makes the spectacled caiman, at 1/3 its size, look puny. No offense. River's edge-dwelling crocodilians also make their home in the southeastern United States, under the name of American alligator, as well as in Indonesia and Malaysia, going by the interesting moniker false gharial. But not all river's edge inhabitants are either birds, or reptiles, or insects. There are some stunning mammals who also live where the river cleaves the land. The capybara, for example. This fascinating creature is actually a rodent, like a squirrel or a rat, but a rodent that is bigger than our dog friends, Baron and Rocco, and these two are no tiny puppies. The capybara is a plant eater that lives in the dense vegetation surrounding not only rivers, but ponds, swamps, and marshes. Adopting a true river's edge lifestyle, the capybara is semi-aquatic. Its toes are webbed. And its nostrils and eyes and ears are at the top of its head so that they protrude out of the water. An idea that has served all the crocodilians quite well, thank you, for close to 150 million years. Yes, capybaras may resemble their cousins, the guinea pig, but this is a rodent with a zest for the river life. When we come back to Animal Atlas, we'll meet some more dwellers at the river's edge. But first, let's see if you can guess this animal fact. Which river's edge dweller is not from South America? A. Bush dog. B. Giant anteater. C. Red river hog. Or D. Spectacled caiman. The answer coming up when we return to Animal Atlas. We're back. Did you guess the right answer to our question? Which river's edge dweller is not from South America? The answer is C. The red river hog. The red river hog is from West Africa and is so named because of its very red fur and because it is often found wading through water, often to avoid predators in its environment, particularly leopards. This nocturnal pig is most active at night, preferring to nap in daylight hours, just like this fellow is doing. But to be clear, this handsome porcine wonder is so named not because it lives in or near a red river, but because it is red, and it prefers life at the river's edge. Actually, there are a number of animals named for the rivers they live near. For example, meet the black rhinoceros. This humongous pachyderm also lives in Africa. And despite its barrel shape, the rhino is not related to members of the pig family. Red, warty, or otherwise. Believe it or not, the rhinoceros is more closely related to the horse. Really? Unlike the red river hog, the black rhino is not called black because of its coloring, even though the mud it wallows in gives it a darker hue, but because this rhino was first seen through European eyes by the great African explorer and famed naturalist William J. Burchell in the 19th century. Where did Burchell first see this noble creature? Along the banks of the Black Umfolosi River in South Africa. Since there are actually 4 species of rhino, not all of whom live near the banks of this one river, and because it would probably be too much of a mouthful to always say Black Umfolosi River rhinoceros, black rhino works just fine. Named for a river and proud of it. Not all consummate river dwellers are named for specific rivers. Some animals are named for the continent in which they're found. Who, for example? Meet the North American river otter. This furry member of the weasel family is found in the United States and Canada, Alaska included. There are 13 species of otters, and just 2, including the North American river otter, make their home in North America. Once, these animals were abundant through US and Canadian rivers, but their population has been significantly reduced from water pollution and habitat destruction. Unfortunately, too, these gorgeous pelts have attracted the attention of fur trappers. Though it's obvious that this coat looks best on the creature that comes by it naturally. Right? Though river otters live on land, they're truly adapted for life on the river's edge. Their long, sleek, and streamlined bodies are built for slipping through the water with the greatest of ease. Their dense, oily fur not only sheds water, it also keeps the otter quite warm. The otter's small ears and nostrils that can close underwater, along with their webbed feet, are all wonderful adaptations for a life where much of the time is spent in the water. And their tapered and well-muscled tail just might be the best tail a river dweller can have. See how the tail is flattened and acts as a rudder when the animal is swimming? Almost as good as a dolphin's flute. I said almost. The otter's versatile tail also works as a prop when the animal is standing on its hind legs. River otters are at home in a variety of inland waterways, not just rivers, including estuaries and marine coves. Though the average river doesn't generally reach this depth, river otters can dive to a depth of 60 feet. And they can swim, if not like a fish, at least with the muscular grace of other aquatic mammals. Both male and female otters are generally solitary, and in captivity they are diurnal, which means they are most active in the daytime, when the sun is shining. A delightful day at the river's edge. River otters are carnivorous, and they make a meal out of a variety of river's edge inhabitants, including crayfish, frogs, mollusks, small mammals, and fish. As you can probably tell, river otters by nature are fun-loving and playful animals who often seem to treat their river environment as a big water park, complete with water slides and a sunbathing platform. One question that even our friend the river otter might be wondering, what's the difference between a stream and a river? Streams are numerous. Many are punctuated by little waterfalls as they course through the forest, and it's when they join up that they become a river. Though it's not always agreed upon, generally streams are less than 15 feet wide. Rivers, accordingly, are 15 feet across or more. Larger rivers usually have a slower current, which allows for rooted plants to grow well at the river's edge. When we come back to Animal Atlas, we'll meet some predators at the river's edge. But first, let's see if you can guess this next animal fact. Which 2 animals prey on giant anteaters in the wild? A. Pumas and jaguars. B. Lions and tigers. C. Elephants and hippos. Or D. Bush dogs and spectacled bears. Don't go away, the answer coming up right after this on Animal Atlas. We're back. Did you guess the right answer to our question? Which 2 animals prey on giant anteaters in the wild? The answer is A. Pumas and jaguars. Yes, the giant anteater makes its home in the humid forests and swamps of Central and South America, the neighborhood of both the puma and the jaguar. This strange-looking but elegant mammal is, believe it or not, an excellent swimmer. Just like the name river otter tells where this animal lives, anteater tells us what this animal prefers to eat. Well, ants and termites, too. Inside that long snout is an even longer tongue, close to 2 feet. Does the giant anteater eat giant ants? No. Giant refers to the size of the anteater itself. Of the 4 anteater species, this one is the biggest. And so is its appetite for ants. This creature can easily consume 30,000 ants or termites in a single day. Yum! Predators, as we might guess, tend to hunt where the prey congregate. And in South America, where the giant anteater lives, It's often wild cats that prey animals, like our ant and termite-eating friend here, need to watch out for. The puma, also known as the cougar or mountain lion, doesn't necessarily live at the river's edge, but it is attracted by the prey animals that do. The jaguar, which is the largest wild cat in the Western Hemisphere, is sometimes called a black panther when its coat is dark. This magnificent predator is so at home in the water that it is seldom found far from a river or lake. What? Cats and water? Oh yes, just look at this. The Siberian tiger, a native of Asia, is an excellent swimmer. Tigers not only swim as a means to cross the rivers where they live, they also swim to cool off. And for the pure joy of it. Maybe the ultimate river cat, though, is the fishing cat, who hails from Southeast Asia. This cat's short, stout legs are built for swimming, rather than running or climbing. Another predator who truly appreciates riverside living is a river otter look-alike, the bush dog from South America. Despite its almost weaselly appearance, the bush dog is not a member of the weasel family. It's actually a member of the dog family. Yes, a dog, just like our friend Rocco. But a dog with webbed feet. Like many wild dogs, the bush dog is a very social animal that lives and hunts in packs, often using hollow trees or even old armadillo burrows for a comfortable den. The bush dog swims so well that it can pursue prey larger than itself into the water. What does the bush dog eat? Rodents. Maybe not rodents the size of the huge capybara, but then again, maybe so. Sorry. Bush dogs and capybaras do live in the same river neighborhood after all. Yes, the river's edge is a busy place where wildlife is concerned. In North America, brown bears are as skilled at fishing as the Asian fishing cat. And black bears, too, clearly seem to enjoy the water as much as any swimming tiger. But if there was just one animal to take the grand prize as the consummate river's edge dweller, it would have to be the Nile hippopotamus. Not only at home on the riverbank, or in the water itself, this amphibious behemoth seems equally at home in the river's depths, down where the fish live. Yes, since the hippo can hold its breath for a good 5 minutes, it can even take an underwater cat nap down on the riverbed. The hippopotamus amphibius comes from Africa, as it is named after the Great Nile River, a major north-flowing river that is generally regarded as the longest river in the world. The word hippopotamus actually means river horse. The word river is apt. But this portly giant is actually more closely related to the pig than the horse. As we've learned, the horse does have a distant relative at the river's edge. Hippos are the second largest land animal, second only to elephants. But don't let their bulky, barrel-shaped bodies make you think they're slow. A galloping hippo can reach speeds greater than 30 miles per hour, which is faster than a human. The hippo is a grass eater, able to mow down and swallow a good 90 pounds of grass in a single night. Which is probably why fish don't fear the hippo. They know it's vegetation the hippo wants to eat, and not a fish dinner. Does the hippo look fat? It's not. That's just blubber on those ribs. The very best thing for buoyancy. The hippo is so buoyant, in fact, it can float. And when it does, there's no problem keeping in touch with the surface world. Its eyes are on the top of its head, as are its ears, while the nostrils are on the top of its muzzle. If the hippo looks awkward on land, as it enters the water, it looks more at home. While beneath the water, the hippo is nothing if not poetry in buoyant motion. If the hippo looks oily, well, that's because it is. Its skin oozes a pink slime that protects the hippo from sunburn, both in and out of the water. Since hippos can't sweat, they only spend a short time in the blazing sun before they head back into the cool water. Though hippos tend to graze alone by day, they wallow in groups called pods. Pod of hippos, school of fish. Pod of Hippos with School of Fish. For the hippo, and for all the other animals we've met today, the river is life. And oh, what a life it is! For more fun animal facts and news, visit our website at animalatlas.tv.
The internet is safe.
See you there. Don't go away. Animal Atlas will be right back. Until next time on Animal Atlas.
There's a lot of tension in your lower back. You should really try yoga.
Boy, do I need a manicure.
And I need a haircut.
Here we at the Extreme Penguin Games, and Gentoo is about to try a double Lutz McTwist, and here he goes. Oh, we just missed the dismount. The crowd is not like that.
Oh, cleanliness is next to dogliness.
Should we shave our mustaches?
No, we're good.
The runner, for some reason, is caught up. He's got a towel over his head. Oh, he's free, and he's safe.
I just flew in from Detroit. Boy, are my wings tired, huh? Tip your waitress.
Once again, we've traveled the globe from North and South America to Africa and Asia to Australia and every fascinating place in between. We've met all kinds of incredible animals and learned some important facts about their ability to survive and flourish on our planet. And with our help, we'll make sure they're around for a long time to come. Join us next week for another amazing adventure on Animal Atlas.